Now, we knew this was going to be a wild week after the San Francisco 49ers fell to the Ravens on primetime television and how Brock played and all those different types of things. We knew that there were going to be people talking about him. And boy, oh boy, are we off to a hot start. I mean, we've already had Debo Samuel call out Micah Parsons and Cam Newton. We have all different types of things, but now we got Gronk, one of the greatest tight ends of all time, calling out Micah Parsons, calling him weird for calling out Brock Purdy while playing, like in the middle of a game, and he's tweeting from his couch. It's pretty interesting situation, man. Like, again, we talk about it all the time. So many different things going on in the kind of new media landscape. I mean, the podcast rule right now, every media or every player has access to a media platform because of social media or whatever. So the second they say something, the second they give an opinion, you got everyone talking about it, people like me reacting to it. It just goes back and forth. It goes crazy. So right now we got Gronk calling Micah weird for calling out Brock Purdy. Take a listen to what Gronk has to say right here on the Up and Adams show with Kay Adams, and we are going to react to it on the other side. Take a listen right here.
Watch the Ravens and the Niners, and all credit to Lamar and all of this. And then there's all these questions that come up about Brock Purdy because we just have to tear this kid down while he's having success for whatever reason people are doing that. Micah Parsons, as we talk about the Cowboys. So the Cowboys lose to the Dolphins. And afterwards, he's tweeting about Brock Purdy, and he's watching the Niners-Ravens game like everybody else, and he says, down 21, and there are no shots or development throws. Should tell you all you need to know. Is Micah, is this okay to do?
Okay, it's really weird that he's tweeting that out there. First, there's a saying out there: losers focus on winners and winners focus on winning. And if you want to be a winner, you just got to focus on winning. It's really, really weird because in this case, though, Micah Parsons is one of the best defensive players in the league. He might win Defensive Player of the Year this year. But on top of it, it's a team game. It doesn't matter how good you are as an individual. It matters about a team. And it's weird that he's tweeting that after a loss versus Miami in Miami, and then he's tweeting that about a team that absolutely dismantled the Cowboys when they played them this year. So it's just weird to me because he's an outstanding player and he's doing his thing this year, but you're worried about the San Francisco 49ers and you're tweeting about them. I really don't know what else to say besides it's a weird situation. I really don't know how to break it down from there.
It's well said. Why do you think Brock Purdy and like Cam Newton is tweeting emojis like wanting him to fail? It's like this pitchfork thing for this kid. Why is he such a lightning rod, Brock Purdy?
Because he's humble, I guess, doesn't talk garbage. He's doing what he needs to do to get the job done. He was the last pick of the draft.
We should root for those stories. Like, those are stories that we love.
Exactly. That's why it's difficult to explain. I mean, it's great to see Brock Purdy succeed. The last pick of the draft, it gives people hope in the future that are drafted in the 7th round, that are drafted in the 6th round. It's like Brady drafted in the 5th round. It gives people that hope that they can be, the next great player, even though they were passed on over 200 times and then picked in the 7th round or even picked as a undrafted free agent. So I like guys. I like seeing them succeed like Brock Purdy that were drafted last in the NFL draft. It's a great story. It's a great storyline. And I'm all in for Brock Purdy to succeed, and I want to see him succeed.
Do you think they'll make it to the Super Bowl after what you saw against the Ravens?
I think that game versus the Ravens was kind of a fluke. I mean, it wasn't a game that really mattered that much. It was a game that they could afford to drop because they can still win, the number 1 seed in the NFC if they just win out. So it wasn't a game that I would say that there was much hesitation to be great at. And then when that happens, the Baltimore Ravens, they were on fire. That was a game that they were throwing all their shots in the buckets to make sure that they won the game. And I feel like Coach Shanahan kind of kept it vanilla on the offensive side of the ball. I really won't look too much into this loss. I think the San Francisco 49ers are still the best team in the NFL, and I think they'll run the table once they hit the playoffs.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I agree with Gronk. It is kind of weird, Obviously, we've done so many videos on this that I don't want to keep resharing it and reposting it. I'll drop a link in the description below if you want to see other reference points. But I mean, Micah Parsons is on a record saying that he thinks he could play quarterback just as good as Brock Purdy. He thinks he could go out and what the 49ers are doing is not that difficult. Like, he's actually saying these things on his podcast. And then, like, he's taking shots at him while the guy is actually playing in a game on Twitter, and the wherewithal or lack of, because the 49ers destroyed the Cowboys earlier this year. Absolutely dismantled them. I mean, Micah Parsons has gotten dismantled by Jimmy Garoppolo. I mean, Micah has not had success against the San Francisco 49ers throughout his time in his NFL career, whether it's Brock Purdy, whether it's Jimmy Garoppolo. It's like, what are we talking about here? Like, Jimmy Garoppolo went into your home stadium, Micah, and beat you. And then you come over here and get beat by a rookie Mr. Irrelevant. What are we talking about, man? Like, it's crazy to me. It's absolutely crazy to me. But we knew that we were going to get some wild discourse this week. But man, we're off to a hot start. Woo! I wonder how it's going to keep going. I'm assuming we're going to hear from Micah Parsons soon, responding to all of this stuff. So that's going to be the next leg of this endless loop of players giving their opinions on things and then reacting to it. And then another reaction video. I think you're starting to see like the future of sports media. It's just a bunch of reactions to everything because there to do. Obviously, we're going to break it down and we're going to do all those different types of things, but this is just an interesting facet of where we're currently at, the discourse around Brock Purdy and the San Francisco 49ers. Hey, man, if you have an opinion about the 49ers, if you have an opinion about Brock Purdy, that's fine. It doesn't mean it's right, doesn't mean it's wrong. It's a pretty fluid situation, and we're all still trying to figure out what we got cooking with Brock. I mean, I have a really good idea of what he is and what he will continue to be, but his story is still being written. He's still trying to get through his first full season in the NFL, and everyone's talking down on him. And hey, it is what it is. I think that this will be some good fuel for the San Francisco 49ers moving forward. And I think they're going to be okay. So we'll see. But again, what do you think about all this back and forth? Cam Newton, Micah Parsons, Gronk throwing his hat into the ring, talking about all this. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And as always, make sure to like and subscribe for more updates.